pause button on this because that thing has spoiled me already. I am so glad to have a pause button on my new phone. I'm using the old phone because I'm not hooking that one up to YouTube or whatever. I just want it to be just for the camera use. Hey guys, this is some What's New with Scooby-Doo. No, not Scooby-Doo, it's with me. So I've been working on a project to try to get my CDs on this thing right here. It's a 3-band radio with BT audio. I don't know what BT is. Bluetooth. And USB TF thumbnail. I don't know what that means. But anyway, it's this thing right here. And I showed it in a video where I was playing around with SW. And I was like, oh, it has SW. And this is MP3. But where do you put the MP3s in? And I found out the place to put it. That little teeny tiny thing. It reminds me of the movie Men in Black when they were talking about the teeny tiny CDs. For years, all this new technology has been coming from being friends with aliens, and they're going to replace the CDs with these micro CDs. Well, we kind of didn't do that, but we kind of did at the same time. So yeah, I was like, okay, I love it. I really don't like Christmas music at all. So I was really like, oh, I've got to find a fix for this because I have to have music playing 24/7 in the house. It's just one of the things I've always had, and I really don't like when they play Christmas music. So today I went to Mickey D's, and I wonder which one I got in this box. It's a blind box. I don't know which one it is. I don't know. Let me figure out. If you're trying to figure out from the codes, it's 1X8C. In case you're like, I wonder which one is it by the codes. Let's see. It's Hopsalot, or whatever her name is. Bunny Hop. No, I don't remember. I've watched the movie. I like it. This was a Zootopia movie, or this was a Disney movie that you actually, I don't know about Zootopia 2. I have not seen it, so I cannot tell you if it's good or bad. But Zootopia 1, I didn't see anything wrong with it. For once, they actually made a movie that wasn't disgusting or weird or trying to be something, I don't know. I know whenever the whole Disney thing happened in the 90s with Little Mermaid, that was when I was like, oh, really? Well, I am done with Disney. I couldn't believe it. Also, another thing I'm working on, I got to get this plugged into my computer and put some things on it to print off. You're like, well, you are just a little pirate. No, I'm not a pirate. This is actually something that's legit. I know every time I see the flash drives, I think about piracy or whatever people do. So there are these things called cartridges, and I found a lot of them. I haven't found all of them, though, because I know I have about 93 Sega Genesis cartridges. Some of them never had covers like this one and I stopped doing this project thing like 10 years ago. When I found these, like, you know what? I need to go back and see if somebody actually made some. So I got about 30 things to print up at the Home Depot. No, not Home Depot. What is it called? Office Depot. There's a Home Depot and Office Depot side by side here at Charlotte. This one looks faded. I just noticed that when I was pulling a Sega Genesis one off. And you could tell I printed it, but I may have printed on a home printer because the ones you get printed off from them are crisp, clear, and beautiful. It also could be the actual art I used. I may have had to use somebody else's really crappy art. So I might go back and fix that by getting a Sega Genesis one. I need to remember to do that one. I just happened to see that on the shelf, grabbing it for an idea. All right, so hey, I finally found, thanks to Hunter, he texted me that he found the comic book. He's like, hey, these comic books are up at the Dollar Tree up in Charlotte. And I was like, oh, well, I'll check my Dollar Tree here at Holden Beach. Sure enough, they don't have any. So I was like, okay, well, I'll try to go up there, but it was crazy up there today. Walmart was packed. Ross was packed. So I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to deal with anything else. Because I was going to go by Five Below to get a case for my new phone. The little rubber thing that I put on them. Oh crap, I don't have one in my pocket. I can show you what I'm talking about. But I thought for sure Dollar Tree has them because they used to have them. No, they don't have them. But I went to the Dollar Tree across from McDonald's, basically, up in Charlotte, and they had comic books. And I was like, yes. Here's the ironic part. When they rang up, they were $1.25. Now, see what it has in the background there? $1.25 and a big red dot. I thought, oh, no, they're jacked the prices up. But no, do I have a receipt? Anyway, I don't have to show you. You can believe me or don't believe me. I don't care. So the Dollar Tree had them for $1.25. Now, I didn't take my little I have 3 iPhones now. I have this one, which is really originally my dad's. I have the iPhone old 7, which has the thing on it for CLZ app. That's what I'm trying to think of. I can't speak English. All right, so So I don't know which ones I have, but I was like, we'll just grab some and I don't recognize. And with Aquaman, it's hard. There's like, how many? Oh, let me show this real quick. This was up at the front cash register, mini fridge pin holder. I thought, that's kind of cool. It's a little mini fridge. Let's try to get the sticker off and see if we can. You know how I got that thing the other day. So MTB, if you're watching, check out your Dollar Tree for this one. Maybe it'll be better than the one it came with. He bought the same thing I bought. If you go back and look at one of my videos, I can't get it off. So let me just split it because I do want to open it. So this is what it looks like on the inside. And you can put something on top of this and it'll cover that up. Or this might be an idea. Put a light up there so when you open it, the light comes on. Yeah. So you have like a place over here to put your soda pops. And this looks like a pull-out drawer, but I don't think it pulls out. If that's weird enough, it has like a thing on top that you can maybe make a fake shelf with some plastic things. Let me just sever it with my fingernail. Well, anyway, there's the bottom one. It opens like a drawer. Oh, okay, the bottom part's a drawer. That's cool. Let me get these Jesús since my thumbnail's not working. These were at the front cash register. You know, that little, what do they call it? They call it the impulse aisle, or the impulse section at when I used to work at the KB Toys a billion years ago. Okay, so the bottom part's like the freezer part for those modern refrigerators like my mom has. My refrigerator is the old-fashioned freezer up top, refrigerator down bottom. But I thought this is actually better. I don't have the other stuff with me. I was going to show it with the other one. Anyway, there's an idea for some of you do-it-yourself kind of people. All right, so I did get Aquaman Rebirth. Now, I think I got two different ones that look like at first, if you don't know the difference, you might be thinking, are they just two different covers for the same comic? No, because when Rebirth came out, and this much I do know because I did like Action Comics, Rebirth Action Comics was fantastic. The big Rebirth, this one's actually called Aquaman Rebirth #1, and it is a one and done. These are really thin, like there's either half a story in there or I don't know. That's what I'm beginning to wonder about because I'm not going to keep them in the bag. So let's pop it out and see how many pages are in it because it's really super thin. And I'll just keep the bags. So I'm going to cut across the top. But it feels really thin. Maybe it's because they didn't put ads in it or I'm trying to put this in the wrong place. Oh, static. See, it's dry right now because of the static clean. That's why it's dry, because of the static. No, I meant the other way around. All the backs have the same picture on it. It's kind of interesting. I like to look at it and figure out Green Lantern. But I can't tell which one, to be honest with you. I would think Hal Jordan, but I'm so used to Hal Jordan have white on the side of his hair. What? And is that really Kara? And Wonder Woman looks very interesting, but I do like the skirt on Wonder Woman. Is this Nubia? That'd be cool. It's interesting. At least he doesn't look like his dad, and he does not wear the thing, but I don't know. I don't like the older John Kent. All right, so let's see how many pages we have in here. You know, what I think is they may have taken out the backstory. Now, I'm thinking of New 52. I don't know about Rebirth. I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. In the New 52, they had a backstory of like 8 pages. Like I remember for Justice League, it was Shazam. And then the movie was just like that storyline. There's no page number, so I can't tell you how many page numbers there are. But if this is the last page of the original comic book, I should have got one comic book that I know that I have. I think I might have this one. Because I didn't have the thing with me, but I have so many different Aquaman series. It's hard to keep them all not confusing. The Drowning. Oh, I definitely have read this one. No. Okay, remember when they made those $5 thickies up at Walmart back before the pandemic? I think those were New 52. Yeah, they had to be New 52. They had the story, the Abyss or whatever. And that was actually part of the Aquaman movie. So I don't know. I don't know if this is actually the full comic book reprint or if it's just a reprint of the standalone story without the backup story. If they did a backup story. I can't remember. But I definitely want to do some more research. I just wanted to go ahead and grab a few. So I got Aquaman Rebirth, #1, one and done. And then I got Aquaman. This is just Aquaman, probably like series 100 or something. I don't know. My favorite series is the 90s. I can't remember if it's Series 7, Series 8, Series 9. It's somewhere in there. So, Aquaman #1 during the Rebirth era. So, this is actually two different kinds of comics here. Let me just show you just so you can understand it. Maybe, I know most of you who are comic book collectors, you completely like, we know. But for people who have never gotten to comic books and are like, well, I'd like to try some of those, get both. So let me pull this one out so I can show you that it is not the same comic. And if it is, somebody screwed up. It wasn't me. So see how the first page on this one's that? And I think the, from my knowledge, the rebirth title with the big rebirth on the front, that was like kind of like issue 0. I would just treat it like that. I wish it would tell you the original year it came out, but it doesn't. It says 2024 edition. See, it says Aquaman Rebirth #1. This one will say Aquaman #1. It should tell you at least volumes in here. That'd be nice. And see, this is Aquaman #1, 2024 edition. It was originally copyrighted in 2016, but then the other one's going to say 2016 also. So, you're not going to be like, oh, well, that doesn't tell me anything. Yeah, 2016 originally printed. Oh, yeah, that is actually a pretty good series. I usually make fun of the modern comics, but I kind of like New 52. Don't tell anybody though. All right, so I got the Aquaman because of course Aquaman's one of my favorite DC superheroes. Green Lantern's #1 though. Let's be honest, Green Lantern's definitely #1. Aquaman though, it's one of my. Everybody made fun of Aquaman when I was a kid, and I stood up for him. I thought he was cool. And then he really became BA during the 90s. Batman Adventures. Oh, this looks like the 1992 stuff. I have to have it. I love the 1992 stuff. Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries. I know this is a modern comic, but it's Scooby-Doo. I mean, could they... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, can they really screw that up? Yes, I just remember they did. They screwed up with Velma. I'm like, seriously, you've just... And Super Sons... Okay, so this isn't Adventures of Super Sons or Challenge of the Super Sons. This is the original Super Sons, which are like 17 issues. This is a fantastic comic. Now, this is... I don't remember being part of the Rebirth. I thought it was before that. No, I guess not, because John was kind of born during that whole crisis, whatever when they kind of put all the cities on different planets and had everybody fight to see who was going to be the ultimate Superman or whatever. All right, Batman Brave and the Bold, hilarious series. So it's got its own comic book, awesome. It's funny how every one of these is $3.99, even though this one was probably made during the $2.99 era. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Batman like at least 10 years ago or more. It's hard to believe. Batman 89. Now, this is an old one. Hey, Estrella Garcia. What's up? And Batman 89 was not printed in 89 originally. This is based on the movie from 1989. It's a modern comic. It was probably about 2022, I'm guessing. And then I got a board to put these comics on whenever I'm taking pictures of them, because I like to do this with that being the bottom. And this one's plastic. And just for some of your DIY people, this felt backboard is great for not having flashback. Like the felt absorbs a lot of light when you're taking pictures, so you won't have a lot of glare. Also got some of these because I still need to build my Star Trek base, whatever thing, for my 1/18 scale figures. And then who doesn't need a blue one? All right. So I just wanted to catch up with what is going on and what has happened. I was expecting a package today, but the guy never came, and usually FedEx comes by now. United States Postal Service, no, it'll be like pitch black outside before I get anything from them on Mondays. On Mondays, they come like 5 o'clock or later since it's after. But I don't have anything coming from United States Postal Service. So out of all of these are all looking like they're pretty good to read. They're all #1s, which is their little hook to get you into comic book reading, which is fine, but it's kind of weird, though, that they pick comic books that are no longer in print, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you get interested in this, and then you go to your dollar or your comic book store, you're not going to find any of these on the shelf. This has been over for a while now. They've been through several Aquaman spin-offs, I guess you can say. So if you like this, you'd have to go back to the back issues, which doesn't really help DC that much. I mean, if DC is trying to really get new buyers or new people into it, they need to be pushing stuff that was like, I'd say stuff that's ongoing right now, which is hard to do because, well, at least with Marvel, you can't get more than 4 issues of comic before they cancel it. But yeah, they need to start doing that kind of stuff. Now, I don't think any of these are still running at all, especially that one. Batman Scooby Doo, I think they're in like series. They kind of do 12 issues and they reboot to a new one. So it might be like Scooby Doo or Batman Scooby Doo Mysteries. That might be Batman and Robin Scooby Doo's Mystery Machines. I don't know. They might change the title a little bit. And Batman Adventures, I didn't even know this existed. I was like, I remember the original one. Let's find out what year this is. So, I guess Estrela's gone. I hope I didn't mispronounce his name and make him mad because I don't know how to pronounce Estrella. That was Estrella. So anyway, we got Batman Adventures. Definitely got that 1992 artwork. It's 2003, so it's not too far off of the 1992 era. Wait, hold on. Yeah, originally copyrighted 2003. Okay. So yeah, because 2003 would have been right after they kind of they were wrapping up. They did Batman, they did Batman and Robin, then they started doing like Gotham Adventures, and I guess Batman Adventures. Is it actually? I wonder if it's like Gotham Adventures or something else. Hold on. Originally published as Batman Adventures 1, copyright 2003. Okay. And that makes me wonder, I know this one's more modern. This one, I wonder if it's pretty new too, or pretty old too. It's got the cool DC logo, but they all do that. So let's see what this was originally produced as. So let's see who's in there. Oh, Power Girl's in there. It's got a very, it looks like the Cartoon Network stuff. Well, definitely. Every one of them has this back thing. They also has subscribe to DC Universe Unlimited or Infinite and read more than 270. It's a big number. 27,000 digital DC comic books and graphic novels. I don't have time to read 27,000. I've got about 4,000 comics I need to. Well, I need to mostly read. I've read them. Not all of them, of course. 2009. Yep, I thought it was over 10 years ago. So 2009. Oh, it's given like a little background about Lex Luthor. And let's see. Power Girl. She is a survivor of the destruction of planet Krypton in a parallel universe. Oh, so they're keeping that origin. That was the origin I grew up with in the 70s. Basically, she was the Supergirl of Earth 2 back then. And then they made her, like, whenever they put the Earths all together into New Earth, I think that's when they made her into a Kryptonian. Not Kryptonian, sorry. They only wanted one Kryptonian. That's why Supergirl was technically not a Kryptonian. They wiped out Superboy Prime. Let's see. I want to say she was originally like Atlantis. Okay, so she was a descendant of Atlantis or something like that. And then they changed her again and again. And it's like, stop, you're making my head hurt. Keep it one way or something. Because they kept retconning it. In a parallel universe, Power Girl has the same Kryptonian physique as Superman. Oh no, her physique is definitely not the same as Superman. So, yeah, she's definitely not the same physique. And the same amazing abilities. Top secret, in her secret identity as programmer, Karen Starr, was she a programmer? I've never heard that before. Is dedicated to developing software that can predict if the Earth will ever become geologically unstable, like her shattered homeworld. That's news to me. I don't even know if she had a secret identity. I remember from All Star Comics when they rebooted the series in the 70s. That was the first time I ever saw her. I think she may have showed up in the Showcase. 94 may have been her first appearance, but I had that one too when she was in the bubble, that cover. I had that one when I was a kid. If that was her first appearance, I'm really ticked off if I don't have it, which I don't think I do. All right. Yeah, this was a fun series. They actually had pretty cool toys too, but they had these weird little holes in the side of their arms and legs, which I never understood that. It's like, are you trying to make them into Centurions? Not that I don't like that stuff, but if they're robots, it's one thing, but it just seemed how weird to have holes in the side of their arms. It was like a hole right there and a hole in his leg, and I was like, It looked like the types where you put centurions. You know what I'm saying? All right. So this is some pretty cool stuff. I am as cold as it's been. I might just curl up in my bed, turn on the electric light, and just read. Uh, but it has been a cold day today. All right, so let's keep these and throw out the ovens. All right, well, thanks for the one person that came in and said, hey, Estrella Garcia. And if anybody else watches this, let me know what you guys think. If you found these at your store, let me know. I plan to return because there's no comic books in my entire county except over at Marvelous Issues, and he usually has just Marvel. He has started getting into some DC stuff in, but it's mostly Marvel. I don't dislike Marvel. I'm just always grew up with DC comics. The earliest Batman and Superman and the Super Friends. That's what I remember, the earliest of having superhero comics. And Archie comics and all those comics. But I liked how the New 52, no, not New 52, this is Rebirth. I like how Rebirth kind of brought him back to his original look, but kind of kept him a little bit more BA like he was in the 90s. So I've read a few of these. They're pretty good. I have the trade paperback of this one. I remember this cover. And it was pretty good. I think it was like probably the first 3 or 4 issues, or maybe the first arc or something. All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming by. We'll see you guys later. It's getting dark outside, and that means I gotta get the